Our second reading is by Wayne Federation, and I think it's important to appreciate that this is the first time Wayne has ever shared this story publicly.
Good afternoon. I have changed the name of the villain in this narrative. Yes, the story has been hidden for a long time. My father was a sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. My mother divorced him after only 3 years of marriage. I do not remember anything about my father. I did, though, develop a fascination with anything military. Before I joined the Army in 1968, I had 5 years of cadet experience, followed by 4 years in the Army Reserves. At the age of 18, I joined the Canadian Army Military Police. 6 months later, I was stationed in Calgary as a military police private. When I was promoted to corporal, I took a parachute course and was subsequently accepted into the Canadian Airborne Regiment. It says breathe. I was with the Airborne Regiment for 2 years. 6 months of that was in Cyprus during the 1974 invasion by the Turkish Army. My service in Cyprus gave me the lifelong gift of post-traumatic stress disorder, but also gave me entrance into officer candidate training school. There are 3 ways to become an officer in the Canadian Army. 1, by being promoted on the battlefield. 2nd, by attending a military college. 3rd, by being commissioned from the ranks. I was commissioned from the ranks, but because I was older than my peers and had more military experience, I did not fit socially with the other officers. I was accepted, however, by some senior ranks. One was Captain Murray. He worked in the headquarters building. He was friendly, intelligent, and more accepting of me than other officers. We drank together in the officers' mess, and he eventually became my mentor. We often had lunch together in his apartment near the base, and later this extended to drinks after work. Here my memory from all the alcohol and drugs taken in an attempt to forget my trauma that caused my PTSD, my memory is hazy. As I was visiting from out of town, I met Captain Murray when I was on course in Eastern Canada. As I was visiting from out of town, he invited me to spend the night. After dinner and drinks, we returned to his apartment. There was no couch nor spare bedroom, so we slept under the sheets on one side of the bed, and I slept on top of him on the other. I said goodnight and fell asleep. I woke as he was raping me. I was stunned. I asked him to get off of me, but he did not. When he finally rolled off of me and I got out of bed, I got dressed. He apologized, saying that he thought that I wanted sex. I replied that I did not, and then left. I have suppressed my memory of this trauma. At the Occupational Stress Institute of Calgary, my counselor and I discussed this as it has contributed in part to my post-traumatic stress disorder. I previously did not want to discuss this rape. I was reluctant to confront my assailant, fearing it was my word against his as he was a senior officer. I also did not want the assault to be made public. But now that my assailant has passed on, I can. Here are a few points I've learned about rape. Rape is unprovoked and unwanted. It is a violation of a person's dignity and an assassination of their self-esteem. And rape never forgets you. It haunts you for the rest of your life. This event took place over 40 years ago. I'm going to pause here for a bit. And I still wonder what happened. I wrote this poem when I read the obituary of my assailant. I valued our friendship then. Breathe. I valued our friendship. You were a good mentor. I did not know what made you slip, but I did not want you to enter. Can years of lunches and beer served with wit and laughter, be reduced to fear, with our friendship a disaster. You were kind to me when no one else cared. You taught me how to be just, ignore all, but be prepared. What you did was who you are. I would rather have respected that. Not close, but further afar. Now I'm left with guilt with what you begat. Do you think I was gay? Did I turn you on? Those thoughts still haunt me. My distrust of men is still wrong. Even counseling has not set me free. What am I to do all these years after? Your club of conquest stay hidden. Do I not fear? Do I not talk for fear of laughter? And if I do, who would listen? So I drafted this poem with no audience in mind. What you did will remain unspoken, and I will put this behind. I thank you, members of the audience, for listening to my story. What I presented here were two excerpts from my submission to the Sexual Assault Reconciliation Committee of the Department of National Defense. There have been so many reports of sexual misconduct within the Canadian Armed Forces that the government has created this committee to investigate claims and compensate victims. I will leave you with this one statistic. Over 20,000 claims are being considered by the Sexual Assault Committee. Over 42% of those are from men. Thank you.